Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Hey, I'm going to give you 7 great ryes under $60 today. And of course, I'm going to end it with an asterisk. But before we dive into that, a couple of housekeeping things. Number 1, next week, everyone's favorite guest judge is coming back. Yes, Cousin Anita will be back. We're going to do a couple of episodes. I'm going to make sure that we go live as well, so we'll check us out. We're going to be going live as well. That's still kind of TBD on the exact date, but she will be back for tons of laughs, and you guys know Cousin Anita. She's always going to keep it real. So that's number 1. Second thing is, so I literally today just got back from doing a barrel pick up with Penelope. So myself, and a huge shout out to my patrons. My patrons were awesome. About 5 patrons. They all joined me. We went up to Penelope. We had a blast. We actually picked 2 barrels. We did a toasted barrel strength bourbon, and then also the Penelope Architect. So be on the lookout for that. It's available for my patrons, coming out fairly soon actually. So be on the lookout if you're interested. Obviously, check me out over on Patreon. And then I'm actually in the next couple weeks, well, next month, actually getting ready for my next barrel pick. So more to come on that. So barrel picks are coming kind of quickly actually, which is cool. So tons of fun. All right, folks. So we're going to dive into 7. I mean, these are just amazing rye whiskeys on the market. There's 7 that I think that if you don't have them in your collection, you really need to add them to your collection. And I mean ASAP. They're fantastic quality and at a great price point, all under $60. With the exception of the asterisk, and that's the reason why it is the asterisk, because it's just a couple dollars more, but I will tell you, it is definitely worth the price. All right, so the only one that's not on this list, and we don't know how good it's going to be, but it probably will be on this list down the road. Think of Bardstown. So the Bardstown Origin Series came out a while ago. They came out just a few months ago, I should say. You came out with the Bottled and Bond, the black label, and then the High Rye Bourbon, the white label. Remember, the Origin Series consists of 3 bottles. So the missing piece is their rye, which is actually coming out in the next week or 2. So I can't wait to check out the Bardstown Origin Series, the rye whiskey. But it's not available yet, so I wanted to bring 7 phenomenal ryes that you definitely want to add to your collection. These are not in order, just great different ryes, different price points, and I'll kind of go over the reason why they're on the list. Cool? All right. Let's come in with the most budget-friendly. Number 1, Elijah Craig, the 94 proof rye whiskey. For me, this straight rye, it checks all the boxes. It's affordable, $35. It's nice and light and approachable. This is one where I think it's actually amazing to kind of start your night off, especially if you're having a rye kind of a night. This is probably the one to start your night off. 94 proof, $35. You can't beat it. Great quality. Coming from Elijah Craig, but from a Heaven Hill sub-brand, it's one that it checks all the boxes. Literally, it's one that I think most people will definitely like, especially the fact that it's very approachable at 94 proof. All right, that is number 1. Coming to number 2 spot, I think it's time to give a little bit of love to craft distilleries again. I'm on a craft distillery kick, I tell you. 13th Colony Southern Rye Whiskey. I'm telling you, there is something special about 13th Colony whiskey as a whole. No matter if it's the bourbon or in this case the rye. This one coming in at 95 proof. It's a $42, $45 bottle. It sits on shelves in the states where it is available, like in Atlanta or in Georgia or in Texas or in New York, certain places. But you can also get it online as well. Folks, there's something about this whiskey. It's just a different type of a rye whiskey. It has notes like it's earthy, it's sweet, it's spicy. It's absolutely damn delicious. Make sure you add 13th Colony, especially their rye and their bourbon, to your list. Amazing quality at 95 proof. All right, that's the number 2 spot. Coming in the number 3 spot, let's go back to Heaven Hill. When I think about this bottle at like $50, maybe $55 for the most part, it's probably one of the most well-rounded ryes out there. Aged at least 6 years, tons of character, tons of depth to it. It's sweet, it's spicy, it's a little bit of everything. This is such an amazing bottle. Pikesville Rye Whiskey. Oh my gosh. Pikesville is just, this bottle is just, it's just amazing, honestly. It really is. I think from when you think of like Heaven Hill sub-brands, I'm glad they're still making it. I'm glad it's at like that $55 price point. Flat out amazing. Not too hard to find. You might have to go to a couple stores to find Pikesville, but it's definitely worth going to multiple stores to get it, for sure. That is number 3 spot. All right, coming in the number 4 spot, $55. Probably by far the best. Hear me clearly when I say the best double oaked rye whiskey on the market, pound for pound, dollar for dollar, proof for proof. Sagamore Double Oak, $55. This is just, it's a steal. I mean, literally, every time you buy a bottle of this, just know that you are robbing Sagamore because this whiskey probably should be priced way higher than $50 to $55. It is absolutely amazing. It's definitely the best double oaked rye flat out on the market, hands down. I don't care what anyone says. This is special. Coming in the number 4 spot. All right, real quick, 3 quick easy favors. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. Let me know, Judge, what are some of my, let me know what are some of your favorite, I should say, favorite rye whiskeys on the market. And last but not least, please hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notification each and every time I release new content. Cool? All right. That's the number 4. The number 5. So you might want something a little bit more sweet when you think of a rye whiskey. And I think of this brand, it just came out in the last like 6-7 months. It's definitely sweet for a rye for sure. It has obviously your traditional like pepper notes, but it has a ton, and I mean a nice good bit of like honey in it. It's not a honey finished rye, to be clear, but it definitely gives all that in the nose, the palate, and the finish. Uncle Nearest Rye, $50 on the dot in most places, maybe a couple dollars more with taxes, of course, but this is absolutely a steal. Great whiskey. I love this bottle, and it's one at $50. You really can't go wrong with it. All right, that is the number 5 spot. Coming number 6. Oh, man, I have such an appreciation for this distillery. No matter if it's the bourbon, no matter if it's the rye, but in this case the rye, absolutely great quality. Probably one of the most well-rounded on this list in terms of having like those traditional rye notes, the pepper, some floral, some earthy notes, but then also being a little bit sweet as well. Wilderness Trail. This, my friends, this is my second bottle of this one, by the way. Absolutely amazing. I think what Wilderness Trail is putting out for bourbon and rye are absolutely special. And this, I think, is probably, again, one of the most well-rounded ryes when you think of a rye being spicy, having those floral notes, having a little bit of mint notes, but then also being a little bit sweeter as well. This bad boy, it does it, and it brings it home every day and all day. All right, the number 7 spot, and then the asterisk. I need a little sip. Give me one moment, please. Woo! Gosh, that is good. I'm sipping, by the way, my asterisk. Coming in the number 7 spot, right at like $60 on the dot. But when you talk about all of these, the most well-rounded, pound for pound, coming from a very respectable distillery that always produces great whiskey, no matter if it's a bourbon or in this case a rye. Stop it. Wild Turkey Rare Breed Rye. I think this is even selling right now at my local Costco for like $53, maybe $54. I think I forget the exact amount. But I mean, in most stores, maybe $60 max. Absolutely amazing. It's great quality. Wild Turkey Rare Breed Rye is just, oh man, it's just, this is great. It's just flat out amazing. So that is the 7. But a lot of times people will say, Judge, if I wanted to spend a couple more dollars, I was a good guy this week or a good lady and I saved up my pennies, I want to spend a couple of dollars more. Maybe I belong to a certain group that might have these for sale. Maybe they're available online, or you might just find them down south because they're definitely available more like in the southern states. If you can go up to like $80, maybe $85, if you want some damn good rye whiskey, this one checks every single box. Nashville Barrel Company. Oh man. If you think Nashville Barrel Company bourbon is good, try their rye. At $80, $85, depending on the exact price point you find it at, absolutely one of the best rye whiskeys on the market. It just costs a little bit more. But is it worth it? Yes today, yes tomorrow, and yes for the foreseeable future. All right, my friends, until the next time, peace, cheers, and most important, Salute. Take care, everyone.